One of the most time consuming tasks in podcasting is booking guests. You need to do research to figure out who you're going to reach out to. You need to schedule them, and then you need to stay in communication with them up until the recording and shortly after. But what if I told you that I have put in a process that cut my outreach from dozens of hours a month to a couple of hours a month? I'm going to show you exactly what my guest outreach program looks like in this video. Let's get started. Okay, so the linchpin of my guest outreach program is Zapier. And just to give you a high level overview of what happens here, I have a few Zaps that will reach out to guests depending on if they are formal guests or personal guests, that is people I know personally. Then it will send them a link to get all scheduled, which is run through Calendly. I have another Zap that when a new Calendly event is created, a whole bunch of things kick off. And within Calendly, I have some communications automated as well. So let's see what all of that looks like. First of all, again, you can see I have several similar Zaps that start with a Google Sheet. So let's look at one of them now. This Zap has the trigger as new or updated spreadsheet row in Google Sheets. I have this Zap continue as long as the introduction type in the spreadsheet is formal. So this is for people I don't know personally. And the ready to send field matches the number 1. So I mark the row ready to send 1, and then Zapier will do the rest. And the rest is I've connected my Gmail account to Zapier to send out an email. And a lot of this stuff is filled out automatically, right? I have a lot of the same text here, but there are pieces of the email that are filled in based on the spreadsheet. And I even have a PS here to add a little personal note, right? And I think this is really important. Even though all of this is automated, I try to make it as personal as possible. I automate the repetition stuff, and then I add the personal bits. So let's see what that spreadsheet looks like. And of course, I've cleaned it up so that the personal information isn't there. But you can see I have first and last name, their email address, the reason I want them to be on the show. And this is basically long form text here. I can write as much or as little as I want, and Zapier just fills it in. The season and the main season topic. Alt is like additional text. I don't really use this field. The intro type, you could see I have a mix of formal and personal, and then the PS, ready to send, gets set to 1 when I am ready to send it. So this spreadsheet builds out the email addresses. And what I'll generally do is take about 10 minutes to fill out this sheet once I have a list of the people I want to reach out to. And then I mark a bunch of rows ready to send, and 20 emails will go out. The first time I used this, I booked 10 guests within an hour of those emails going out. So this has been instrumental in me just doing a ton of outreach without necessarily taking up a bunch of time, right? Because maybe the most time consuming part of sending these emails is opening your email editor. Even if you have templates or a text expander snippet, you still have to open it, fill out the information, fill in all the custom bits, and then send it out. With this, Zapier puts the whole email together for me. And again, I do this for guest outreach, for sponsor outreach, and for trying to get myself onto other shows. So you need to make sure that the fill-in text you're using is personal enough. Once that happens, the guests are given a Calendly link. So I say in that very first email, if yes, here's a link where we can get scheduled. If you have any questions, let me know, right? So it's not like heavy-handed or anything. It's just, hey, let's skip one step. And so once they agree and they grab a time, I check Calendly. Now, I have a lot of different Calendly links, so I want to make sure that the event type starts with the name of my podcast. And I actually have 2 different events, depending Calendly links depending on the nature of the interview. Once that's done, I create a note in Evernote, and this is built out. Once Craft, I've been using Craft a lot more. Once that gets Zapier integration, I'll swap out Craft or Evernote for Craft. But this creates a show notes document with all of the information they filled out, which I'll show you in a minute, as well as the general questions I like to ask. And again, I do need to update this because the format has changed a little bit. And then a row in Airtable is created. And this is where I do all of my planning and organizing. So Airtable is crucial here. I don't necessarily want to show you the Evernote because there is some personal information in there, like emails and things like that. But this is just a simple document that we can use for show notes. My virtual assistant has access to it, so she'll build the show notes from that Evernote. And then the Airtable row is created. And I can show you Airtable. So here's a list of episodes as of up to this point that have been published. So guest, topic, and record date are all autofilled based on Calendly. And then over here, there is aired. I have to check that off myself. And published, again, I will check that off myself. But this is where I build the schedule. I'll generally change the topic to a more clickable title, but this is where I organize everything. So new signups come in with a season of -1, and then I place them in the season I want them to be. So that's my Airtable. Again, this is where I organize everything. And then here is the Calendly link. So if we view the live page, we could see the availability. And then if we pick a time, I ask a few questions: name, email, company name, job title, because I always forget to ask that. So I don't need to. I just confirm it. What are we talking about? What website do you want me to link to? Social links, and then some disclaimer stuff. So then that all gets put into to Evernote, and I can easily reference it. They also get email reminders and a redirect. So if we look at the calendar, so in the calendar invite, a Zoom call is automatically created. One of the main reasons I've stuck with Zoom is because it automatically gets created here in Calendly. If like Squadcast or whatever adds Calendly integration or vice versa, I will definitely do that, or Zapier integration, so I can add it there. But Zoom has been great for me here. They get email reminders. They get, where is the redirect? I have it set up so that once they fill out the form, they automatically, confirmation page. They automatically get sent to a recording notes page. This has been huge because it used to just be sent in an email and it got missed. But now they can't miss this. I say this page is included in the calendar invite and the reminder email, and then I have a bunch of notes for them to keep in mind and how the show is going to work. And again, that's been super helpful. It has cut down on the pre-show back and forth. And then finally, I want to show you the email follow-up. I have this go out about 40 or 30 minutes after the end of the interview, and it's 30 minutes after. And there's a couple of things here. I have them upload their audio and a headshot to a special link, and then I invite them to my community, my Build Something Club community, because that's where we discuss the episodes. So that is my guest flow. It starts with a Zapier or a Zap that looks at a spreadsheet. And then another one is kicked off with a Calendly event being created that handles all of the communication and everything that I would send to the guest if I was doing it manually, except I know it's going to happen now. So that's it for this video. If you liked it, be sure to give a thumbs up down below and subscribe to this channel for more great content.